This is Signaturetv News Flakes. I'm Charles Pius. The African Development Bank and the federal government through the Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security and the Ministry of Finance has assured of their readiness to partner with the Enugu State government in the development of special agro-industrial processing zones in the state. The Minister of Finance and Coordinating Economy, Wale Odun, who was represented by Akonde Oyetola of the African Financial Institutions, led the team on a visit to the proposed over 1,000 hectares of land earmarked for the pilot project in Enugu State. Governors of the 5 southeast states are mapping out a central control system against crime and general insecurity in the region. Director General of Southeast Governors Forum, Uche Ekwunife, says this will ensure that anybody who commits any crime in any of the states cannot cross over to a neighboring state to take cover. Ekwunife also says the Southeast governors are also coming up with an improved form of the Igbo apprenticeship scheme known as Iba Boy as a way of reducing crime and empowering more Igbo youths. The Enugu State government says it will buy off surplus products from farmers for preservation to cushion the effects of possible scarcity. The State Commissioner for Agriculture and Agro-Industrialization, Patrick Ubru, who stated this during a tour for G River local government area, against fears expressed by farmers about post-harvest losses, charged the farmers not to relent in embarking on massive farming of staple foods like cassava, yam, maize, rice, cashew, oil palm products, among others. Meanwhile, an arrested Commissioner for Agriculture, Foster Ihejiofor, says the state government welcomes use of organic inputs in farming across the state. The commissioner, while receiving members of the state branch of the African Asian Cooperative Society in his office, regretted the enormity of harm done to the ecosystem by use of chemicalized farm inputs. 4 human rights and media support organizations have called on federal and state governments to take urgent measures to ensure media freedom and the safety of journalists in Nigeria. The groups, including Media Rights Agenda and Global Rights Advocates for Sustainable Justice, in collaboration with the International Press Center and the Center for Media and Society, are holding a hybrid session in Lagos under the theme, The Imperative of Media Freedom for Democratic Governance. And on the foreign scene, Chad will hold presidential elections on Monday, May 6th, making it the first in a string of coup-hit states across Central and West Africa to use the ballot box to try to emerge from years of military rule. Opposition groups have already cried foul, while the candidate widely expected to win is Mahamat Idris Deby, the man who seized power the day rebels shot and killed his long-ruling father, Idris Deby, in April of 2021. And elsewhere, the Russian armed forces has brought some of its military hardware to central Moscow on Thursday ahead of a nighttime rehearsal on Red Square for the annual World War II Victory Day on May 9th. President Vladimir Putin is expected to lead events in Moscow marking the 79th anniversary of the Soviet Union's victory over Nazi Germany. Escalating campus protests are forcing U.S. President Joe Biden to walk a careful line of denouncing anti-Semitism while supporting young Americans' right to protest and trying to limit longer-term political damage. As violent police crackdowns and counter-protests greet spreading demonstrations across U.S. campuses, Biden faces sharp criticism of his Israel policy from both the left and right. Students at dozens of schools have rallied or camped out in recent days to oppose Israel's war in Gaza, demanding institutions stop doing business with companies that support the war. British Foreign Secretary David Cameron has met Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky and promised £3 billion of annual military aid for Ukraine on Thursday. Cameron, who led the UK from 2010 and 2016 as Prime Minister and only returned to frontline politics several months ago, also met Ukraine's Foreign Minister Dmytro Kuleba on his second visit to Kyiv as Foreign Secretary. However, Britain will celebrate the 1-year anniversary of King Charles's coronation on Monday, May 6th, which was Britain's biggest ceremonial event for 7 decades. Charles, formerly known as the Prince of Wales, became king on the death of his mother, Queen Elizabeth II, on September 8, 2022. The anniversary comes days after the monarch returned to public duties for the first time since his diagnosis. And that's the size of the package. I'm Charles Pius. Thanks for watching.